Brrr! I had to put my hood up. Temperature dropped a couple degrees. As you might be able to see, it's spitting some snow. The creek's up a little bit. We had over an inch of rain last night. And it looks like it's starting to recede some, but it's not going to recede too much today because the swamps upstream are right full of water. So I don't expect the water to come down at all for us today, but that's okay. We brought the classifying sluice. Gonna set up right down there someplace. We know we get gold on this edge, so we'll dig in here someplace, shovel right on, let her classify out for us, and collect the concentrates. So even though it's snowing like heck right here right now, and it's pretty cold, I want you to look outside. Look out your window. If it's nice out there, go have some fun. You can watch this video later. And until then, I'm gonna go grab the equipment and get set up and start finding some gold. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to say. I did, underneath the classifying screen, I put a piece of miner's moss. It's just held in there with pressure, but I made sure I beat it out really good, made sure there isn't any gold in it. So I'm gonna set up right down here and start digging. Man, it's really snowing now though. It's almost like hail. Little balls of snow. Alright, we've been shoveling a little bit. I'm trying to get this sluice here set up. I can't get it set up quite correctly. We don't have enough elevation there, and every time you try to, whoops, almost fell. Every time you try to build a dam in here, it just wants to wash away. So I think we're stuck with what we got, and that's okay. We just got to move some stones and keep the riffles kind of cleaned up. That's okay. Kind of digging down in here. These rocks right here, they were right here, and I moved them out of there, and I plucked another one out. But we're right down on the bedrock. That might not be a good thing. It might have been clear during the flood, not holding any gold in the material that's there. Might have been left there as the water receded, so we're not really sure. But we know we get gold on this edge, so I'm going to kind of poke in here a little bit, get a little more up, then I might just come up in here, dig a little bit up in here where there seems to be more material sitting on top of the bedrock. But that's the plan, man. It's not running too terribly bad, but it could be better. Alright, I put my raincoat on because it started raining. I'm gonna strip that baby off, getting warm now. So alright, back to work. Okay, I've been digging for a while. I got the sluice running a little better, but it's still not perfect. Just been digging down in here. We were down below this rock, remember? But then I had to walk up there, shovel on, back and forth, so I just moved up here so I can just turn around and throw it on there. Save a little bit of time. We can save this for another day. When we do come, we'll bring the hand pump and get all the bottom because we're right on the bedrock in there. But I'm just going to take a little break and then get back at it in just a minute. Nice day. It's still snowing some. I'm not sure if you can see that, but pretty warm out though when you're working, you know. Alright, break time. Alright, I've been back to work for, I don't know, about 10 shovels. I didn't tell you because it's a surprise. Anyway, yeah, we're back to shoveling. Still working down this hole, right down in the bedrock. Once in a while I pull up a piece that has a little bit of gray clay on it, so that's good. I'm trying to kick this up out of there. It's actually an old road state marker there, concrete, but I moved it upstream to block the flow so the material doesn't wash off my shovel, you know. Anyway, the weather gets good and then it gets bad and then good again. About a minute ago I could barely see 20 feet. It was snowing so hard, but that's okay. Still having fun. My toes are a little cold, but we're still having fun. Alright, back to work. How about a prospector tip for the day? It's been a little while. Some of you probably already know this, but some of you might not. When you're having a tough time getting enough flow through your box, and this box is kind of tough sometimes, what you do is you just run it the best you can, pull the bigger rocks out by hand, run it the best you can. When you get a pile of tailings at the rear end of your sluice, you shovel them up, and you lay it down in beside your dam here. You can probably see how I've done that. What that does is seal up any of the holes to let that water escape. Try to get that water to not escape and come through our sluice. The other thing you do is when you raise the front of your box, there's always a void in front of it. You take those same tailings and you place them in there to kind of ramp that water into it. Instead of that water coming down and being slowed, it can just climb up over that ramp and dump through your box. Okay, prospector tip of the day. There you go. I think I saw a picker. I had some material on here. Oh, it's starting to turn red in there too. But I had some material on here and some of the rocks had some clay on them, and I went to wipe off one of the flat rocks and it looked like a picker right down there and it went down. I'm not sure that it was, but you know, yellow rocks will fool you, but it looked like a picker to me. Well, what I would call a picker, a nice flake anyway. Hopefully it made it down through one of these holes. It would, I know it won't fit through one of those little ones. Hopefully we caught it. If it was a picker. But I see some black sand and garnet sand adding up in there. All right, cross your fingers. Okay, I put another shovel on there, but since I saw that piece of gold, or what I hope was a piece of gold, I'm just gonna let it do its thing for a minute or two. Flick some bigger rocks out, and hopefully if it's down in here behind one of these riffles, we'll get it to settle down in there if we just give it a minute. I put a bunch more shovels on there. Well, I tell you what, we're lucky we made it out today. Wanted to go yesterday. I set the alarm really early. I woke up at 4:30, it was already pouring out. So then I made my way over to the Gold Prospector Association meeting, and that was a good time. Got out of there, it was still pouring. It started to rain pretty hard the whole afternoon. And then this morning I was scheduled to go and do some work. I had to cut some concrete out of the floor to get to a drain pipe and see what's going on with that. But I was almost there, and then I was called off. I guess it wasn't marked out or anything, so that's good. So now we're at the creek, thankfully. Almost had to work today though, but here we are, having fun. Okay, my toes are getting pretty cold. We got a pretty good hole here. Let me step down in here, I'll show you. It's I don't know, halfway up my calves here. Here's my knee. Not too bad, pretty good hole. We've thrown a bunch on there. It's definitely faster than classifying buckets, but we don't know if it's gonna hold the gold any better than our regular stream tooth. It don't matter, we're just out here having fun, right? So anyway, I'm probably gonna do maybe another 10 shovels. I'm getting pretty cold, my fingers are cold even with them gloves on. I got the inside of them wet a little bit, so those are cold, my toes are cold. 10 more shovels and then we'll do a cleanup. Here comes that weather again. All right, 3 more shovels, 3 more. All right, that's 10 shovels. I'll clean out the tailings at the back end of the sluice, get them out of there, let her run a while, and clean some lights out of there, and then we'll do a cleanup and see what we get. All right, all right. Okay, I got her pulled out of the creek. Looks like we had some migration from the left side of the box to the right. I can see black sand pile up more on this side. I can see it in here, but looks like everything was kind of moving that way. Which it should be all right. These riffles are so big. I got black sand just in there on the mat. You can see it. All right. I'll bring it back in a minute. I'll get the classifying plate off. Just a couple wing nuts there. I'll pull that off, and then we'll look at the miner's moss down in there together. Maybe we can see a piece of gold sitting on there. The reason I put that in there is to catch more black sands and catch more materials, because if you can remember, the rubber matting I had on there was just cleaning right out constantly. So all right, I'll get that pulled off and we'll have a look. Yep, right there, look. That's the one I seen, I think. Right there. All right. Looks like our screen was touching right there. This is okay. We caught that one though, that's good. In a way, I kind of wish it would have came down in the lower end to see if it would have stuck behind these ripples, but I'm sure it would have, but just to see, you know. All right, we got that baby though, right there. Awesome piece of buckshot right there. Or bird shot, I mean. I don't see any other gold sitting in there. All right, I'll go get the bucket. It's over there. I'll get that bucket. We'll clean out the top first. And then I think I'm going to save it all and then run it back at home over the cleanup sluice. There's going to be quite a bit of material in here to pan. We'll see. We'll see how much is in there. Is that gold? Nope. All right. I'll do a partial. Oh, is that a piece of gold? A little flake right there. Can you see that down in there? A little flake right there. All right. What I was just thinking is, I don't know how that piece got over there, because that rock that had clay on it, and then I saw the piece on it was on this side of the box, and I saw it go down here, so I don't know how it got from this side over to there, but fluid dynamics, I guess, right? Anyway, I'll get that in the bucket. I got that pulled out of there and into a pan. There's quite a bit of material in there. So what I'll do is I'll kind of submerge my bucket out where the water's deeper and try to pan into that just so we can have a look in there. And the bottom we won't look at here. We'll just wait and do it all as a cleanup later on. But I'd like to just see what's in the top mat, so that's what we'll do. We'll kind of pan into this bucket to save the material. All right, give me a minute. Also, did I mention it's getting cold out, man? It is getting cold, I tell you what. So far down in there doesn't look like it has as much gold as we got out up here, but like I said, we didn't clean up the bottom yet. Let me show you. A couple little ones went by, but we got that, which it might be a picker. I might be able to pick that up. Then another flake next to it. Let me zoom in here. Another flake next to it. Then we got a few dots in here. They're not extremely small. I'm not seeing the extremely small stuff that we normally get. Looks like another flake right down in there. But like I said, maybe it's down in here, maybe it was. We do have pretty good flow through our box to get the material moving, so maybe the light stuff got caught down in there, or maybe there's just not as much gold down in there, but we got a bigger piece, so that's okay with me. All right, I'm gonna get the water out of the bucket, and then I'll just get the carpet in here, get it washed out, and get all of our stuff ready and get out of here. I'm getting pretty cold, so that's the plan, man. And then I'll see you back at the house. We'll run this stuff over the cleanup sluice probably. All right. Okay, we made it home. We got the cleanup sluice screaming, cleaning the top end out there. Got all of our material in here. It's quite a bit. That sluice holds a lot of material. We're going to classify all that out in this size, this kitchen strainer size here, and yep, make some bigs and littles. Okay, we got our littles and we got some bigs. We'll go through this. Actually, I got to go through it and get my bolts out of it. I just threw them down in the bucket. I'm sure they're in here somewhere. Gotta find those. Anyway, let's run this stuff over here. We'll have to adjust the flow and the pitch and everything as we go, but let's start running. Okay, we're running along. We probably got a quarter of it pushed through there, maybe a third. My upper light here, way too much glare, so I just cut that off and put my little flashlight on. But I do see a flake of gold right down in there. I'll zoom in, maybe we can see it together. Can we find it again? Right down in there. See it? Flake of gold right there. I think there's another one right here. Right in there. Alright, and all this material is everything from the sluice box, that gold that we saw earlier in the pan. I got that in the snuffer bottle over there. So this is all everything that we already panned out, and everything from the sluice. So let's see what's in it. Okay, we got all that stuff run. We went through the bigs as well, found our bolts. That's good. Just gonna let this baby clean out on its own for a few minutes. I still see that one flake and another dot maybe, but I don't think we caught a lot of gold. I'm not seeing it in here. So usually you see a speck here and there. I don't see much at all. So either that spot didn't hold as much gold or that sluice didn't catch it. We don't really know. It doesn't mean it is what it is, right? We'll never know. Okay, I'm gonna let this run for a minute. We'll do a cleanup and see what we got. Put it all together. Alright, we got her all in a pan. Give me a minute, I'll get her all pulled back. See what we got. It's kind of hard to do one-handed on camera, so just give me just a minute. Okay, I got her all pulled back here. Let me zoom in. We got a few little tiny pieces. I counted 5, and there was a floater that probably ended up down in here, but there's 2 little ones right there. See them? Little flake right there. One right there. I'll suck those up with the other gold that we got. I don't see that other one that was floating around, or 2. That's okay. That's okay. I'll get those sucked up, and then we'll get everything that's in the snuffer bottle together with this and have a look at that. Okay, here's the gold. I don't think you're going to be able to see all those little tiny ones, but we got it all together here. There's that one. I was able to pick it up. That other, that's about the size of flake we get. That's usually average on the big side. And then got some in there, and a few little tiny ones in here. Let's see if I can pick that up again. Yep, I got her after the 3rd try. So I don't know. It's not really a picker. Pretty close, but not quite. Not quite a picker, that's what we're going to call it. Okay, let's get that in our New York bottle. Looks pretty good. Nice piece. Let's get it in a New York bottle and start adding to this year's pile. Alright folks, it's time to go. I had fun. Hopefully you did too. Thanks for coming along, keeping me company. Really appreciate it. Check out some of these other channels if you haven't yet. They all make pretty cool content. Subscribe to them if you haven't. It's free, doesn't cost a penny. I'll see you on the next one. Not sure what we're going to do, but we'll do something, huh? And remember, as always, have fun.